about, making a change. And so my people, man, we on the CJC Hood News group page, and that's like Tamara Williams and all them like that. And my mans that do the Grand Theft Auto, that they actually rapped on that. We got them going. And a couple of people joined with us, and we got support when we started it first with Kenneth Welsh of Welsh Information Services. So got a lot of support, especially when my motto was like, we hear now what you gotta say. So that was pretty much my motto. We hear now what you gotta say, because we were defending the defenseless, you understand? So the funny part was, we were about that life. We about doing what needed to be done, you understand? And so since as of lately, I've been able to it makes it easier for me to do the CJC Hood News movement until a certain time, you understand? I try to find something to do with the little strength that I do acquire. I mean, I'm pretty strong person, I'm saying? I'm stronger than what I think sometimes, and other times, my age getting to me, because I done put so much effort and energy and rapping and interacting and stuff that, sometimes you don't really need to deal with and put your body through. And so since all of that has happened, I've taken the time out to be more assertive to what is going on with the community base, you understand, be part of the solution and not a part of the problem. I understand there's a lot of problems, and it's up on myself, you understand, I know as far as I'm concerned, I do what I do because when I came up, my life, was difficult and when nobody setting the standard. So now that I'm at the age that I am, I get to make a movement that's going to be about getting results. You know what I'm saying? It's not just media and the community, but it's everything all in one. You understand? This is all in one. Like everything that I'm passionate about is in, this particular movement. You understand? Even though I do other things, I put it all together in one thing to reach out to folk that was just like me, or probably a little bit different in some ways. But this is a platform for people like that, were the downtrodden, man, forgot about and stuff like that. And then you had them when you raised up, everybody was, like Mike Jones. Back then you didn't know me. Now I'm hot. You all up on me all of a sudden. Now all of a sudden I'm your focus. But the joke is not on God's people, it's on the people who, should have never started the joke, because it ain't nothing funny in this hour. You understand what we going through? It's nothing funny about the problems that people ain't offering. They're not offering solutions today. So the joke is on mankind, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't do what is needed to help society, then, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And so if you sowing something, you understand that God don't have no particulars in, then hey, that's on you, but the truth of the fact of the matter is, if I'm sold out to something, hey, that's, I guess, where people stop at in life. And so this is what I'm about. You understand? I'm about this right here. I'm about trying to educate the people that are somewhat let down by people who, for one reason or another, not informing the people. You understand? And so I try to take out of my time, I inform myself on these things. And it's like, why just keep this to myself when I can share it to so many people? And if it helps somebody retain knowledge, then that is good. That's good, because I'm the definition of daring to be different. When they say dare to be different, I didn't want to do what nobody else did. And some of you are like that, in this hour, and you got to know the difference. But when opportunity, strikes at your door, you understand? When opportunity comes at you, are you going to give in? Will you give in? Will you give in? Will you give up? You understand? In your time of trials and tribulations. Hey, granted, we all go through something. And even with this, like I was getting into, these problems that we facing with this gun safety and stuff like this. I feel that, these things, need to be really looked at. You understand? I really believe that these things should really, be considered amongst people. They really shall be deciphered. They really should be looked into in a deeper way. You understand? I really believe that qualifiable people should be able to do this. You understand? I really believe that. And so, with the hood news, it's not just actually hood news, like just, we about to get gully and all I'm going to do is play hip hop and stuff like that. No, we getting into the deep stuff. You understand? The deep, and what other folk might not go into, like the trenches of why stuff happen. You understand? We want to offer solutions to problems. You understand? To actually be seen, take a stand for something. Sometimes it's not all about, how much a person can gain monetarily, but it's just, can I see you take a stand? Are you willing to take a stand for something? Are you willing to stand for something or fall for anything? And so that's what this particular, movement is about. It's about, I've been doing it. I've been creating other opportunities for people, you understand, by myself. I did it by myself, you know what I'm saying? So I know in due season, if it be God's will, that God send other people, for the vision is for an appointed time. So when you're building something, things take time. It takes patience. It takes patience to build something. But, I'll just go to say, that I thank God because nobody else is going to stop me in my process. Nobody's going to stop me in pursuing somebody else's happiness. Like back in the day, there was the NAACP, you know what I'm saying, that helped a lot of people out of stuff. Today is this organization and another organization that's been helping people, and today it may not be their season, to cater in certain areas. So this is what they can get, or how glamorous they may look. But granted that, your outside can be one way, man, but where your heart is for the welfare of the people. I ain't talking about it being created, like welfare for the downcast or downtrodden. But I'm saying that these things would, be at least a direction, or to a person's future, by you showing love. If you show love, then I don't believe that, the people in the community would disgracefully want something else to happen. But the truth of the fact of the matter is, you got to have a hopeful heart. You gotta be hopeful, and that's what I feel. I feel you got to be hopeful, and at my age that I'm at, what I'm saying, I'm people still feel like I'm youthful. God is renewing my youth, but I'm regaining my strength every day. I have to press forward to say, I want to do this or do that, because I put my body up against different stuff that I shouldn't have had to come through. But I was facing up against other people's perplexities and stuff like that. So sometimes when you're doing that, it's not as funny as it may look. You understand? If you ain't ever really put yourself in a predicament, you understand, where you had to fight for somebody injustice and do stuff. You understand? I get a thrill from that. My happiness comes in me helping other people. You understand? When I was coming up, I found happiness in defending other people. I found happiness in that. I didn't find happiness in this, that, and the other. I don't even find happiness in my music. I find happiness in making a difference for people. So that's why I created this, to, help other people, to see other people smile. If other people not smiling, hey, then I still got a little amount of work to do. But everything I'm doing for CJC Hood News is not just for me. It ain't even regarding me. This ain't even about me, even though I'm the main one that's doing everything, because I have to be an advocate for the advocateless. You understand? This was created to be a voice to the voiceless. And sometimes I got to speak because nobody else is willing to really speak concerning, where it's at, because they've been let down by so many people because they been in it for one reason or another. They really wasn't 100 on what they was about. They was about this glimmer and glamour and all of this other stuff. And when it came to, is you really with people, they try to manipulate people and then say, haha, this is and this and that. But the joke on you, because you should have never came at me. You know what I'm saying? So now that you put it like that, it ain't about to be funny. You know what I'm saying? In this day and time, when people think it's funny, it ain't nothing funny about, freeing people. It ain't nothing funny about going through something where you gotta build back everything, and you think that's funny. People make it bad for everybody. You understand? It ain't no ha ha he he. Until people get justice. Ain't no he he ha ha and all that stuff. Until people get their freedom. Ain't no laughing in that. It ain't no jokes. Ain't no joke to be made. It ain't nothing funny. Ain't nothing funny until people get delivered from what they going through. Like today, I talked about something that was so vital, even in gun rights. The gun right thing, Martin Luther King Jr., he wasn't even able to acquire, his concealed gun license. And today we got people that will knock what other organizations is doing. But the truth of the fact of the matter of it all is, let's learn how to hear one another and respect one another. And that's what